What's really good, LeSBP Trading Family? Buenos dias, bonjour, bon dia. Thank you all for tuning in. So, today we're going to be doing another video on Trader Nick. You know what I mean? Gotta love it, because I love that dude's trades. But still, once again, these videos are never to analyze or bash or These videos are never to bash anybody. They are to analyze, but they're never to like bash anybody or say anything bad. I'm just trying to learn something. Hopefully you get to learn something from it as well. Very interesting video. He's trading on NZD CHF this time. And he gives some very good points, you know what I mean, on how to trade and the way that he trades, you know, support resistance, using the fib, and stuff like that or whatever. So I don't use any of those. I mean, I have support resistance areas, but it has nothing to do with, you know, me jumping into that trade. Like, I just like to see the areas, but I don't base the trade off of like, all right, it hit this area, now it's reversing off of blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't look at that kind of stuff in patterns. So take what I say with a grain of salt, because one, I don't trade NZD CHF. Two, he's probably, not probably, but he's a better trader than I am, because I'm sure he's more established. But at the same time, like I said, I'm not promoting anybody, not putting down anybody. I just want to make sure I make that clear, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to talk bad about anyone, because I don't do stuff like that. All right, so let's jump right into it, and here we go. So once again, Trader Nick, live Forex trading. Let me get rid of my watch list, because y'all gonna see all that nasty stuff I be watching. But Trader Nick, basically the title is kind of funny because live Forex trading is super easy, $1,800 trade. But then basically what he's trying to say is by the end of it, you'll see why he says but then, because he had an 18 or 1700 plus dollar trade that was that was available to him, but he ended up losing out on that opportunity, and I'll tell you why. Once again, please go watch these people's videos. If I do an analysis video, it's really just to help me learn. It has nothing to do with me promoting them or anything like that or whatever. So, and we're gonna miss a lot of it because I'm literally having timestamps that I just throw up here, which I should have put over this side so that I can actually see them while I'm talking to you all. But I literally have timestamps, so those little bitty timestamps won't catch every single thing that's in their trade. All right, so please go back, watch their video. If you like them, you know, sub. If you like the video, stuff like that or whatever. You don't have to, but if you do, you know, boom, there you go. All right, so let me make sure this is on double time and it is muted. Cool. Let's jump right into it. So first off, he's starting off from about 0.1 to 0.38. He's starting off from the 4-hour chart. He's still on the 4-hour chart after that, but I'm just saying for my timestamp, he shows a live long trade for about at about 2.19 lots. He's using 2.19 lots, and he entered this trade, which looked like on the 21st of November. Now, I'm not exactly sure because he doesn't really quite go over the candle, but it's in between, as you can see, it's in between the 21st and 22nd. So I'm thinking it's the 21st. A little after that, maybe about, from 0.43 to 121, we already made it there. He's basically telling you why he took the trade. He took the trade on the pullback. So the market shot up generously, quite generously right here. And then on that pullback, you had that 50% retracement. You had a nice support resistance area. And what he's basically hoping that trade does is that it continues on its way back up. He's hoping to trail the stops and, you know, continue watching the trade kind of grow. From there, he does have a brief intermission at about 144, 143-ish area. He's basically talking about his Discord. And in that he has links in the description and stuff like that or whatever. So if you're interested, once you watch his video, you know, please go join and all that great stuff. Has nothing to do with me, but you know, hey. At about 210, same thing as last time. He uses his A1 edge finder to help him find an edge, of course, on the market, and he's using that on NZD CHF. So if you're interested in that, please go look at that for yourself as well. I don't like covering it because that's his proprietary stuff. So if you like it, you like what you see. I mean, you can at least see from the forefront like what it's giving you. So you like what you see. You like what you see, go research it, go, you know, ask about it or watch more of his videos. From there, this one is a shorter video too. This is only like a 7-minute video, so From there, he's got an update. He's basically out of that trade. Just because the video is short, though, doesn't mean it was a short trade. Like, he was in this trade for a few days, so it was a swing trade. But he ended out the trade at plus 300, so about $368.25. Basically, what he was saying was, though, is that in this trade, at some certain point in time, he had bought in right here, and somewhere up about in this area, he was already at like $1,700, almost $1,800. Now, of course, you know, most traders like to play that hindsight game, man. If I would have taken that, you know, win, blah, 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 I could have had more money, this and that or whatever. But he's saying basically don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't try to play the shoulda, coulda, woulda game. You know, learn from it and then keep moving forward. If you can in some way get to that point where you're making that money, or you will get to that point where you're making that money, excuse me, if you keep practicing, if you keep trading, if you keep doing what you're doing and you know what you're doing is right and your plan and your strategy is good, you'll make that money. You know what I mean? So here he's showing the $368.25 that he made on NZD CHF. Of course, you got the commissions and the fees. After that, I think that's really about it. So for me, this one is a little hard because of the simple fact that you know, this is over several days. So what I'm going to do is just kind of show you where I might have been able to enter, and that's about it. I'm not really going to place the trades on the chart because literally it's over like 4 to 5 days. So this is how his trade would have looked on my chart, which would have been absolutely ludicrous because of the simple fact that, you know, he's doing a buy down here. The only time I do stuff like that is if I know the news is running, and I feel like the news might be pushing it back in that opposite direction above, or sorry, if it's under the 200 500 EMA, the news is going to be pushing it back as a really hard push back up or something. If that's not the case, then because I'm not a swing trader and he's looking at the bigger time frames and the bigger picture, for me, I'm looking at the smaller picture, so it's kind of hard for me to say, yeah, I should buy all the way down here. You know what I mean? Instead, I'll probably just end up waiting until I see it above or back above the 200 500 EMA. So for him, this will be his trade right here. I'm not saying he entered exactly around these times. Who knows? He might have entered somewhere over here, like maybe later on into the night for me for East Coast. But that's where the trade position would have been, and then his stop loss would have been all the way down there. So that's what the trade would look like for me if I was to enter, you know, at the bottom in a sense. All right, so let's go ahead, jump right into it so I can show you how I would have hopefully entered this trade. All right, so from here, I usually start my day at 7 o'clock. And I'm looking for method one trades only when it's not a news day. Now, I'm going to skip over any kind of news trades that I would have taken in this sense because of the simple fact I really don't feel like looking it up. But we're just going to take all method ones as if, you know, we're doing regular day trades. So from here, we were looking for a break and retest. That's the only thing we're doing after 7 o'clock, break and retest. Excuse me, I don't know what that was. Like a frog in my throat. So I'm just gonna mark it and label where we would have either gotten stopped out at or if we would have taken the trade. So number 2. A lot of the I feel like a lot of these we're gonna get stopped out of, to be honest, but because my trading style is fucking weird. That's a break even. And I know you guys are probably gonna be like, what? Why? What's going on? If you haven't seen my videos, go watch them. Like, you'll see my trading strategy is really, really easy. It's quite simple indeed, but at the same time, it can be, what is that, 10? It can be confusing if you don't know what I'm doing. So 10, yep, it would have went right back up right there. And then you got another one right here, stop loss right there, so that's stopped out. So far we got a lot of stops. We got a lot of stop outs. Next one right here. I think that's there. And maybe I'll just do a day or two because it's gonna make it really, really long because I didn't realize that yeah. I didn't realize we would have to take so many trades. All right, that would have been break even. Then you got this one would have been a break even because that's it there. So that'll be the break even. Break even, and then this one here. Now I don't know spread and stuff like that for this pair, so to be honest, I'm gonna have to wing it. And usually I do about 120 or 100. So boom, 120. That's literally what I'm looking for now, is 100. So I think I would do the same thing here. So we would have to take probably about 1, 2, 3 losses before we would have got a W. So 17, 8, 17 minus 120. So 78. I don't know if that's 7.8 pips or maybe 78 pips. Whatever it is, we would have won it. But yeah, so very interesting. Honestly, I'm not that interested in NZD CHF. So I apologize, because to me, I feel like it doesn't value high enough. Like the value is not high enough for me to want to trade. And I'm not saying that the value is not high enough as in the pair sucks or anything like that or whatever. I like to trade indices because you can literally get like a crap load of money out of them really quickly. I don't know, because I've never traded it, I don't know how much money you could get off of something like this without having to trade a huge lot size in a sense. I mean, he did do a 2 lot though, and ended up with 1,700. I don't know how much profit he was in though. It'd be weird. I would have to figure all of that stuff out, which is stuff that I've already figured out for NAS 100 and US 30 and gold, and through all these calculations and shit like that or whatever, as well as what kind of profit I'm looking for, like how big I want the TP to be. Like I figured all that stuff out. So I would literally have to go out and figure that out too for NZD CHF, which I'm not going to do. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. Once again, please take this with a grain of salt. I'm never bashing anybody. I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody or anything like that or whatever. Simply just trying to shed some light on the analysis that Trader Nick or whoever I'm doing it on that day, in this case it's Trader Nick, and you know how our trading styles can be slightly different, but we could both end up coming out as winners. So thank you, have a good day, or we could both end up coming out as losers too. But anyways, thank you, have a great day, hope you all have a good one. Today is hump day that I'm recording it, but it's gonna be Thursday when I release it, which is tomorrow. So yeah, hope you all have a great day, and you're having an awesome week. Y'all.